What's going on, YouTube? How's it going? Yeah, sorry this video is a little too late, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we have everything readily available before we start reading through the entire story. Yeah, I just figured we should be doing this like this from now on. Like story events, and yeah, pretty much everything that has something to do with, you know, read-alongs and stories and whatnot. Yeah, let's do this. And yeah, this is going to be uploaded separately to YouTube so that you guys won't need to scrub the VOD for the stream, just to be able to catch this portion of the live stream. Let's do this. Okay. Is there anything that we can buy with this stuff right now? We just buy the stuff. How many do we have? All right, we need 500 units, and yeah, we only have 320 right now. That's fine. Okay, so we have everything here from the beginning all the way to the last one. This is Enter Heaven. Story event for EH or Elysion Harper. Let's do this. Okay, we're created by Viper. Hack. Ugh, Viper, my throat hurts. Seriously, doesn't anyone ever clean around here? Why is there so much dust? Should I eat it all? Would that make my throat stop hurting? Don't. It'll only make it worse. Oh, okay. Thanks, boss. Now then. The tip we got said there have been sightings of dangerous people coming and going around here. Viper looks around the area. I see a whole bunch of dust, but no signs that anyone's actually been living here. Yeah. There aren't even any light fixtures. Spotting something shady in the dark, huh? I wonder what it was. Viper, boss, over here. There's stuff written all over the wall. There's literal writing on the wall? Viper turns on her phone flashlight and shines it on the wall Jackal is pointing at. Huh? What is this? The wall is covered in words written in red. Traitors, hypocrites, you abandoned us. And what's that in the center? Light is alright. Heavenly Ascension. Do you think Heavenly Ascension is behind this? Hard to say. I thought you'd already taken care of all that. I did. But now it looks like a little investigation is warranted. I'll handle it. By yourself? Yeah. EH stares at the wall, filled top to bottom with writing. I'm pretty sure this is a message meant for me. Dang. Come in. Thanks for making time. I know how busy you are. You said it was urgent. What is going on? It's about a terrorist group from the Outer Rim. Heavenly Ascension. Do you remember them? Of course. They were behind a lot of terrorist attacks in the Ark. Crow used them to blow a hole in the Dome of Eternity. Then do you know who founded Heavenly Ascension? I do. Good. That'll make this quick. As you know, EH is the one who founded Heavenly Ascension. Right. Why are you telling me this now? After the attack on the Ark, EH expressed a desire to atone for her sins. She asked to become a Nikke so she could take responsibility for what she had done. As part of the deal, she was forbidden from leaving the Outer Rim. A bomb was placed around her neck, and she became the leader of Exotic, agreeing to dismantle Heavenly Ascension herself. Those who left the group under EH's orders were spared their lives, while those who didn't were punished for the terrorist attack. And Heavenly Ascension was thereby declared disbanded. I had no idea that all happened. However, there's an issue. Since then, the remnants of Heavenly Ascension were quiet, or at least we hadn't seen any signs of activity from them. Recently, though, we received intel that they've started moving again. Didn't you just say the group was dismantled? It was, but then reports started coming in. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. Bro, this is like, this kind of reminds me of the final. Rurouni Kenshin, the final. Where there was a terror attack in Kyoto. Wait, was it Kyoto or Edo? I forgot, but yeah, it was a terror attack and it was led by Enishi Yukishiro. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. Now, the parallel that I'm talking about had this plot element where they scattered pieces of paper with man judges written on them. Yeah, if you haven't watched the live action Rurouni Kenshin, I highly recommend. That's their most famous slogan, and it's being written all over the Outer Rim. Couldn't it be just some copycat though? Of course, that's entirely possible. But we also can't rule out the possibility that there are remnants of the group still around. If so, EH's report of dismantling Heavenly Ascension may have been false, a ruse meant to protect what remains of their group. At least that's one theory. The suspicion got pointed at her. It's not unreasonable for the central government to come to that conclusion. After all they see when they look at EH is the former head of a terrorist organization. That's why they're asking me to look into what's really going on with her. You think she lied? I don't know. I can't say. Well, I don't think she lied. That's what I'm gonna say as early as now. I might be wrong, and I probably will be wrong, depending on what we're going to see in the next scenes. But let's continue. I don't want to give my opinion first and influence your judgment. Besides, let's just say I'm not fit to judge. What do you mean by that? For now, I want you to see EH in person and determine whether she's involved in this or not. You were one of the victims of the attack, but you also have a long history of treating Nikkes without prejudice. If there's anyone who can remain impartial here, it's you. Well, I don't know if that's a compliment, but I'll take it as such. Alright, I'll meet with her. You're really going through with it? Yeah, I was asked to. Were you able to get in touch with her? No, she's not answering any messages or calls. That's not good. Whatever's really going on, this whole situation is suspicious. I'd advise keeping your guard up, Commander. Regardless of whatever EH intended, something is already in motion. You can't do as you've always done and blindly trust someone because they're a Nikke. Don't worry. How can I not? Let me come with you.
That's what she said!
It's dangerous to go alone. If we move as a group, we'll draw too much attention. We're fairly well known now. Even so, it's better than being defenseless. I just don't want to provoke them. Regardless of who's doing this, their recent actions have been bold. True, but I don't want to escalate this and drag innocent people into it. Yeah. I mean, I can see what Rappy's where Rappy's coming from with this little bit of persistence that she has in her. I can tell that she's doing this out of concern, but you know, we're trying to be safe. Well, we're not trying to be sneaky or what, but you know, just trying to be on the safe side of things. I don't want to escalate this and drag innocent people into it. Still, I don't think going at it alone is strategically a good idea. That's why I've already contacted someone else. Who? Who did he contact? Someone else? Wait, you don't mean... That's exactly who I mean. Who is it? Guys, you're killing me. Who is it? Oh, okay. So we called the exotic squad then. All right. Cool. Honey. Viper. It's been a while. It's unlike you to be the one to call first. I just haven't been able to reach EH. No, I don't mind the reason. I'm just happy you reached out first. Yeah, look at her face. Commander, I'm so happy to see you. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. Don't mention it. So, you're looking for a boss too, huh? Yeah, I heard Heavenly Ascension's on the move again and I wanted to ask her about it. Yeah, we've been tracking them ever since we found signs of their activity. You've been tracking them too? Who do you think first found the wall with that slogan written on it? It was us. But a few days ago, after we found a certain wall, she said she'd look into it on her own. We haven't been able to reach her since. She's not responding to you either? Have you tried going out and looking for her? You bet. I ran around everywhere trying to catch her scent, but I couldn't smell her anywhere, so we didn't find her. I see. Can you show me the wall you found before she disappeared? Of course. It's deep inside the outer rim, though. Are you sure you're up for it? It hasn't been upkept for a long time. To the point that there aren't even any lights. It's dark and dangerous. Shouldn't be a problem with you two around, right? Oh my. You were so guarded earlier, honey. And yet now you're putting your trust in me? I'm fucking dead with that face. I don't see any reason for you to betray me. I suppose that's true. Are you gonna double cross me again? Of course not. Won't do anything like that again. Not now or ever. I'm not gonna betray you, honey. I swear. Okay. Be a decent human being enough to live up to it, even though you're a Nikke now. Alright, I'll trust you. Thank you. Viper said thank you? Then I'll say it too. Thank you, Commander. Now, as a sign of our trust and commitment, how about a handshake? A handshake? A handshake. Viper extends her hand. You said you'd trust me and yet you're already hesitating? Bro, this girl and her mind games. I would never do anything to hurt you, honey. I swore, remember? Alright. I take Viper's hand. Your hands are so warm. Viper, let's go of my hand. Good. I'm all charged up now. Follow me. Following Viper and Jackal's lead, I head deeper into the outer rim. There really aren't any streetlights around. It's dark, huh? Heavenly Ascension never developed this area. That's why there aren't any lights. Yeah, Heavenly Ascension developed areas? I didn't know they did. Yeah, entire outer rim used to be like this. It was already dark enough without the Dome of Eternity. But with the partition blocking the way, barely any light from the Ark could get in. EH changed that. Ooh. Nice. That was some nice good to know. She said people shouldn't live in a place this dark. And so she dug through piles of scrap to find light bulbs, ran electrical lines through the buildings that were still standing, and installed street lights all over the place. Dude. Yeah, she may have been a terrorist, but W. After that, people started following her even though she was an outsider. An outsider? EH. You didn't know? What do you think EH stands for? Do you not know her real name? Well, I mean, at least us, the player, knows. Everyone's hero. Okay. Let's just go with the... Let's just play along. So you don't even know that. Since it's Elysion that sent you, I figured they would have told you everything. Sounds like that's not the case. Is there more I should know? It's probably better if you hear everything from EH directly. That's fair. Yeah, we really should get that part straight from the horse's mouth. It's all really personal stuff, so I don't think it'd be right for me to talk about it. She's our boss, you know, and I want to respect that. For now, just know that EH was originally an outsider who came into the Outer Rim on her own. Yeah, okay. I remember now. Yeah, she's originally from the Ark. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to know, though, how she ended up being a terrorist. Yeah, I hope the set of scenes will help answer that question. All right. You two seem to be on pretty good terms with her. Who? With EH? I mean, it's not like we were strangers before. We already knew she treated her people well, even back when she led Heavenly Ascension. Once she actually became our boss, though, that's when we really understood why people liked her. Yeah. Boss treats me well. She does say I can't bite whatever I want, though. There's a lot of things she tells me not to do. I think it's just for your own good, Jackal. That much I'm gonna say. I don't like that. No. I want to chomp stuff, but she says no. That's because you keep eating weird things and getting stomach aches. Oh, really? Then I like boss. She's nice to me. Aww. I didn't really expect that. After what happened with the attack on the Ark, I figured things would be more strained between you. You'd think so, right? I did too, so when EH first became our boss, I just flat out asked her. And then... Oh, flashback. What a surprise. You're the EH, and now you're here to lead Exotic. Did you volunteer for it? Yeah. Really? But we stabbed you in the back. Are you really okay working with us? Yeah. Wow, very impressive. Oh, unless you're here to try and reform as former criminals. Is that it? Of course not. My hands aren't clean either. Still, you're different from us. You had clear convictions. Ideals and intentions don't make a mistake any less wrong. That's fair. That's fair. I have no intention of lecturing you two, as though I'm somehow innocent. I joined Exotic because this squad is the only one operating in the Outer Rim. And I figured I can protect this place. I have no resentment toward you, and no desire for revenge. We can't change what happened, and now we're all paying our own price. That's all there is to it. I had no idea you're the type who makes life harder than it needs to be. What? How? How does that make life harder than it needs to be? Not that I mind. Honey's a straight arrow too. You remind me of him in that way. Okay then. I look forward to working with you, boss. Me too, boss. Likewise. And that was that. Do you get it now? She's got a good heart. Despite everything we did to her... That's why I don't think she's trying to rebuild Heavenly Ascension. I realize you might not believe all that because it's coming from me, but I do hope you hear her out at least once. Don't worry. That's why I'm here. Dude. The commander is just... like... the epitome of being just and all. That's the kind honey I know. Let's get going. We're almost there. Follow Viper and Jackal into a rundown house. As we enter, our footsteps stir up a cloud of dust. Ugh. I'll never get used to this dust. I hate this place. It makes my nose and throat hurt. Then do you want to wait near the entrance? It shouldn't be as bad there. Okay. This is the last place you saw EH? Yeah, that's right. See that wall? Viper shines her phone light onto one of the walls. Words like traitor and hypocrite are scrawled all over in red. How could you abandon us? Words of resentment. Thai central government lapdog. As well as some curses. Shit. You're really protesting against her, huh? Writing smack about her. There it is. And the familiar refrain. Light is our right, Heavenly Ascension. Heavenly Ascension slogan. So this is what she saw? Yeah. She said it was a message meant for her. It's probably from someone who resents her for breaking up Heavenly Ascension. If that's the case, it means she's a target. And if she's been unreachable ever since, she might be in danger. Yeah. Given that she was strong enough to hunt down Nikke's even when she was human, I have a hard time imagining something happening to her. But when people harbor a grudge, you never know what'll happen. It's possible she came back here at some point. Let's check the house one more time for any clues. Alright. Jackal, it's time to stop playing out there. We need to see if we can find any signs that the boss was here. Oh man, inside there? My nose is clogged from all that dust and my throat hurts. Then just use your eyes. Oh, right. Oh man. Okay, I'll help find boss. However, no matter how much we search the house, there's no trace of EH. There's nothing here. Maybe she didn't come back? Ah! Viper, my nose really hurts. I can't take it anymore. Yeah, we can stop. This isn't good. We can't just go searching through the entire outer rim. For now, let's step outside, honey. Staying in here can't be good for you. Yeah, let's go. Hurry, let's go, Viper. Commander, hurry. Okay, we're coming. Before following Jackal and Viper out through the entrance. Oh. Could we have found something? I glance at the writing on the wall one last time. What's wrong? Something catch your attention? No, just taking one last look. Looking closely at the phrase, light is our right, heavenly ascension. I notice a small groove etched into the word light. What's this? I press my hand against it. Whoa! What? It's actually a switch? Huh. Yo! Okay. The ground gives way beneath me. What the? Honey! And I drop down. What the hell? Jesus Christ. I thought it was a door. Turns out it's a trap door. What the hell? Damn. After a fall that lasts longer than I expected, I slam into the floor below. Ugh. I look around. The room is pitch black. Where am I? Huh. You're not Viper or Jackal. Who's there? The hell? Something heavy slams into my head. The fuck? Oh shit. Got the bejesus knocked out of us. Fuck. Okay. Damn. All right. Elysion, Harper. Yep. So, yeah, confirmed. So much blood. I hear someone's voice. Come on, wake up. Oh shit, it's her. EH. Do you recognize me? Yeah, I clutch my throbbing head and sit up. Try not to move. It looks like you hurt your head. Right. Before I passed out, I got hit on the head with something. You did? By who? I think I saw the silhouette of a man, but I couldn't make out anything. Oh, so it wasn't her. What? I see. Don't worry, I'm not that badly hurt. You shouldn't push yourself. You lost a lot of blood. The wound looks pretty bad. I'm really A strange chill runs through me. Aside from the cold, I really think I'm okay. It's probably not a cold, but more of a more of an allergic reaction to the dust upstairs. Wait, what did she say? Oh. Mind if I take a look at the wound? You're wearing gloves, right? Yeah. Okay, then go ahead. Just be careful not to touch the blood. Alright. H comes closer and carefully examines my head. Yeah. It's good that the commander checked and made sure that she's wearing gloves because, you know, Vap House. It's completely healed. Right, our regenerative abilities. Dang, okay. Judging from all the blood, I'm sure it was a serious injury, and yet... What's wrong? Nothing. She starts to check the rest of my body, starting with my back and arms. Thankfully, it doesn't look like you sustained any other injuries. Still, just because the outside's healed doesn't mean you don't have any internal injuries. Healed injuries shouldn't be taken lightly. Or head injuries shouldn't be taken lightly. Let's rest here for a while before we get moving. Yeah, sure. She might be right about me not being fully healed. I'm starting to feel colder. Shit. What are you doing here anyway? Looking for you. Me? Yeah. Ingrid told me Heavenly Ascension is back. Oh, that. I came to confirm whether you're connected to it. Whether I'm connected? You came to check whether I'm behind all this. It seems the central government suspects you. They think you never really disbanded Heavenly Ascension and that you falsified your report. I see. It makes sense for them to distrust me. To them, I'm sure I'm just a criminal who switched sides to survive. And now they want Ingrid to look into it. Yeah. Then she asked you to investigate and to determine for yourself whether I'm behind this. Yeah, she said she wasn't fit to judge. Not fit, huh? Yeah, I could see her saying that. I'm sorry. You got dragged into this because of me. The fact is, I am connected to this. The one writing all these things everywhere, as if Heavenly Ascension is rising again, is sending me a message. He resents me for what I did and considers me a traitor. The fact is, I did put an end to Heavenly Ascension, and it's not like I don't understand where he's coming from. So you figured out who it is? Yeah, I did. We agreed to meet, but when I arrived, I was knocked out with sleeping gas. Shit. Are they trying to kill her or something? I mean, I can see why people could do that to her, thinking that she betrayed them, but... yeah, we might be able to find out more stuff. Let's continue. And that's how you ended up here. He's most likely the one who knocked you out as well. I doubt he... oh, right. So this person who is connected with Heavenly Ascension is trying to exact revenge, not just on EH, but is also trying to wipe out the entire exotic squad because EH chose to lead exotic in Crow's absence and to atone for her sins, her crimes. Okay. I can see how it could come to that. Yeah. I doubt he expected you to be looking for me. So he must have panicked when he saw you. He did seem confused, muttering something about me not being Viper or Jackal. Yep. There it is. I figured. After hitting you, he must have realized you're connected to the central government. He probably put you in here with me, figuring that if we died together, suspicion would naturally fall on me. Whatever the reason, I'm really sorry how you got caught up in all this. Well, now I have a better idea of what's going on. You're tangled up in something messy as well. Still, my telling you all this doesn't prove whether I really put an end to Heavenly Ascension or not. Ask me anything. I'll answer. In that case, why did you form Heavenly Ascension? Why would you want to know that? I know you've been fighting for the rights of the Outer Rim. What I don't get is why your resistance took on the form of terrorism, or what led to your subsequent change of heart. That's why I want to know more about how it all started. I think it'll help me judge better. Judge what? Me? Yeah. Alright. You've been dragged into this mess. The least you deserve is to hear the full story. It goes back pretty far, though. It's starting to get juicy. You know what my name used to be? I've been getting that question a lot today. Huh? I have no idea. I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. When I decided to abandon my real name, I chose EH as a shorthand for Enter Heaven. The meaning behind Heavenly Ascension. Okay. I can see the ties between the shorthand and what it stands for. But before that, my name was Elysion Harper. Elysion as in the company? Yes, that's Elysion. It was a name that came with a lot of weight. Damn. So whoever preceded Ingrid must have really named the company after EH then. Having that name meant I was the next CEO. Ooh. In other words, I was the heir to Elysion. The heir? That would mean that you and Ingrid are half-sisters. We share the same mother. Wow. That's some juicy lore drop we're getting right now. I'm the younger one. Our mother was the former CEO of Elysion. That must be why Ingrid said she wasn't fit to judge. Your family. Yeah, I guess. Honestly, I didn't realize she still thought that way. What kind of company do you think Elysion is? Arms manufacturer strangely obsessed with tactics. With tactics. Let's go with tactics. Tactics. Yeah, Ingrid does like that word. Anyway, you're right. It's an arms manufacturer that focuses on tactical excellence. But that wasn't always the company's top priority. In the past, Elysion pursued only one thing. Power. Well, I don't know of a single company engaged in that line of business that doesn't pursue such a thing. Power. Yeah, more precisely, the power of humanity. When the Raptors attacked, humans abandoned the surface and fled to the Ark. My mother believed that, in order to avoid extinction, only the strong must survive so that humanity could grow stronger and evolve. Yeah, survival of the fittest. That's what she used to say, at least. That sounds similar to Elysion's current philosophy, but also a bit different. That's right. Ingrid believes humanity must use technology to defeat the Raptors, but she's not so fixated on the sole pursuit of strength. Mother was different. She pursued strength to the point of obsession. Ooh. Well, yeah, and anything too much isn't good. We know that too well. That's why she wanted the strongest of her children to be her successor. Ingrid and I were constantly tested and compared. Okay. I came out on top, which is how I became the heir, and the reason I was given the name of Elysion. If it weren't for a certain incident, I would have inherited Elysion as planned. What incident? Did you know that Elysion built the outer rim barrier? Wait, what? I didn't know that. I had no idea. Of course, it was the central governance proposal that initiated the process, but Elysion spearheaded the construction. Mother had long believed that the weak were meant to be culled, and felt that garbage should be kept separate from human habitats. So she naturally welcomed the proposal. Oh, so their mother was a bit of a, what's it called? An autocrat? I've forgotten the difference between an autocrat and a bureaucrat, but it kind of plays somewhere between those two things. Hold on a second, chat. I'm just gonna use the bathroom real quick. Okay. Back. Sorry about that. Let's continue. She knew people were living there in secret. She used to say they lacked gratitude for being allowed to live in the Ark, instead squandering their lives on gambling and pleasure. She called them garbage. Oh. So, yeah, their mother hated people who were wasting their lives on, mundane pleasures and shit. the point that she treated them like garbage. Okay. At the time, I really thought the people in the Outer Rim were all like that. But then, during the final inspection of the wall, I was sent to the Outer Rim in my mother's place since I was the heir and all. That's when I learned for myself. The Outer Rim wasn't a mere trash dump. Just like the Ark, there were people living in there. Real people. Not garbage. Oh. So that was why she ended up... That could be why she ended up defending the people of the Outer Rim, huh? I mean, there's a big possibility that that was the case. Okay, flashback. Hey. What are you doing? Huh? The young boy and girl are startled and step back, dropping a fuse. What's wrong? It sparkles and is pretty. You were going to light a dynamite fuse because it's pretty? We wanted to make light. Everyone says there's no light here. Yeah. We played around with fire on that mountain. The light was really pretty. We just wanted to see it one more time. Is that not allowed? It's... What are kids like you doing here in the first place? We're your parents. How did you even... What do you mean? This is our home. This is your home? Mom's here too. She's inside over there. I think. The children timidly glance at the fuse. Are we really not allowed to light a fire here? I'd really like to see more pretty lights. No, it's not allowed. You could get hurt if you're not careful. We could? Elysion Harper carefully looks at the mountain of trash. Use this instead. Huh? She picks up a sparkler that had fallen to one side of the trash pile and then lights it. Oh, so that's why... Okay. Crackle, crackle. A bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. Wow! These are the only things you should be lighting, okay? Okay. That's when the thought hit me. People live here. I just can't ignore that. Oh, so that's where all this fuss about the light is coming from. And even elucidates the part about the writing on the wall. Like Heavenly Ascension. Damn. Elysion Franca. Proposal for improving the living conditions of Outer Rim residents. Elysion Franca tosses her tablet down. I sent you on such an important assignment so you could learn about what being my successor entails. But now it looks like you came back more foolish than when you left. Who are the residents of the Outer Rim? There aren't any humans there, last I checked. Mother. I think I have the... Mother! There we go. The entire place is filled with garbage and nothing else. After being granted the privilege of escaping the surface and seeking refuge underground, they chose to hold themselves up in that dump. That makes them garbage. If you really view those things as people, then that tells me all I need to know about how poor your judgment is. There are children who were born there who aren't like that. It may be true that the adults who went there were weak and made foolish decisions, as you say, but those children never had a choice. That doesn't matter. Being born in a dump still makes them garbage. Oh no. That's some twisted thinking right there. I don't like that. What kind of logic is that? If their lives are meant to be anything more than that, then they'll find a way to survive, to get stronger, and to make it out of there. If they can't, it simply means they're born weak and they'll die weak. That is the law of nature. Again, survival of the fittest. I've said it many times before, humanity as a whole must come strong. Only by casting aside the weak and strengthening ourselves can we survive in this world where inhuman monsters run rampant. Have you really not learned that yet? Still, they're just children. If you really can't understand, you aren't qualified to be the heir of Elysion. Don't become weak, Harper. The heir of the great Elysion must not be swayed by pity for the weak. Be clear in what you keep and what you cast away. For the sake of a stronger human race, the weak must be discarded. I gotta say though, yeah, Franca has a point to a certain extent. Because there are times when, you know, the weak drags the entire movement down. But still, we're talking about humans here. We're talking about people. We're talking about human beings who actually have feelings, emotions, you know, physical, emotional, and mental differences. We can't just go by the book and treat it like a black and white every single time. There are and will always be gray areas. Otherwise, humanity will never grow stronger. It is only through strength that humans can avoid falling behind in this inverted ecosystem and accomplish the great feat of reclaiming the surface. Okay. It was then that a thought came to my mind. If we only pursue strength in an attempt to avoid extinction, and in the process we discard our humanity, can we really still be regarded as human? When that thought hit me, I couldn't take it any longer. For days on end, I kept asking myself, what is true strength? Okay, we have an ad break kicking in any moment now. We'll resume reading after this. Okay. And then, finally, I came to a conclusion. If being Elysion's heir meant I wasn't allowed to think like that, then I would give up my position. Bold move by EH here. Harper. Ingrid. Are you really leaving? Things just turned out this way. Sorry. Looks like we won't be getting tested together anymore. And Mother's okay with it? No. She was angry. She called me pathetic and wouldn't let me take anything with me, saying maybe I'd get the sense knocked into me and come back. I've got nothing, aside from these weapons. Do you really want to save that place that badly? Yeah. I'm gonna turn the outer rim into a place where people can live like human beings. And then I'm gonna show the entire world. I'll prove that there are real people living there, in the place everyone else calls a dump. And that they can no longer ignore them. And to Mother, I'll prove that the strength that humanity actually needs to pursue doesn't come from some extreme version of survival of the fittest. See? Called it. She understands. And that strong need to help the weak and give them the chance to get stronger so that everyone can grow together. And that it's only by retaining our humanity that we can truly become strong. That's the strength of humanity that I'm after. And what I want to prove to everyone. Things may not go the way you want. I'm not trying to say that everything Mother said was right. But there are definitely those who've given up and only take from others rather than making an effort themselves. If you start preaching your ideals to such people, they might take advantage of you. There will be those who learn you came from the Ark and that you were Elysion's heir. And out of jealousy, they'll threaten you and try to use violence. You won't be able to rest for even a second. And yet, in spite of all that, you still want to hold on to your ideals? Well, when it comes to violence, unless they're Nikke armed like soldiers in the surface reclamation wars, they'll surely be weaker than you, so I think I'll be fine. You idiot. You can't let your guard down. No matter how strong you are, you're bound to fall if you get careless. I know. That's a valuable lesson Mother hammered into us as children. Look, I know what you're trying to say. The outer rim will be dangerous. I realize not everyone will be good like the children I saw. But even so, I refuse to give up. Harper. Unfortunately, that means I won't be able to help you. I know you wanted us to work together on your plan to make humans and Nikke stronger through technology and tactics. Still, I'll be looking forward to watching you from afar as you create Elysion's finest forces. The Absolute Squad, who will bring unmatched tactics to any fight. And the extrinsic, why can't I pronounce that? The Extrinsic Squad, who will protect others from Berserk Nikkes. Elysion Harper extends her hand to Ingrid. Alright. I'm really hoping you prove to Mother that you're right. Let's both succeed at what we're trying to do, wherever we may be. Ingrid firmly grasped EH's hand. Take care of yourself. You too. Damn. So they were actually in good terms. I mean, no bad blood whatsoever. And I can see that Ingrid really cares so much for her younger sister. You came straight to the outer room after that? Yeah. I wanted to change the outer rim. I figured I had to live here myself. And I'll tell you, I was surprised at what troubled me the most while living here. It wasn't the thugs picking fights because I was an outsider, or living in a house without a ceiling, which I'd never experienced before. Nor was it the thieves that tried to enter in whenever I closed my eyes. It was the fact that there was no light, just like those children had said. Aside from the faint glow of the Dome of Eternity seeping in from beyond the massive barrier, there was no light in the outer rim. So I decided to change that first. When I began, I noticed there were a bunch of wires everywhere that didn't seem to be used for anything. They were capable of drawing power, so getting electricity wasn't difficult. The challenge was finding someone in the outer rim who'd done electrical work before. I managed to finally find someone after a long search, and we began building street lights together. We gathered bulbs from the landfill that could still be used and installed them one by one. Wow, it's so bright! What is this? It's so pretty! What's the big deal? Why are you making such a fuss over a few light bulbs? They're too bright, I say. Why are you even trying to lighten up this landfill anyway? Your eyes will get used to the brightness. This may be the outer rim, but we're still human beings and we deserve to live in the light. Bro, I wonder what the health of these people is like, considering they're not getting real sunlight at all, and the only light source that they have is the one coming from the Dome of Eternity, which even is artificial light in the first place if you're gonna look into the nitty-gritty of it. Don't we? Well, I suppose that's true. I think we need to start trying to live more like people. After all, we're humans, even if we may not live in the Ark. After that, I installed lights along what was considered the main street. Gradually, people began gathering under the light. And then eventually... Boss! 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 Oh, okay. At some point, people began calling me boss. And that wasn't all. I want to live somewhere with more light. I want to see a brighter world. I want to feel the world beyond the partition. They started saying these kinds of things to me. I figured that since I was the one who brought these people together, I had to respond to them. So I shouted, "Let us head toward heaven. Let us prove to the world that we are alive, and show to them that we are people. One day, we shall cross that partition into a world overflowing with light. Let us ascend back into heaven." From that moment on, we took the name Heavenly Ascension. That's weird. Okay. That's how the name came to be. I see. But the more I hear, the less I understand. Why did you resort to terrorism? Everything you've said sounds pretty far removed from that sort of violence. You're right. That wasn't how we operated in the beginning. At first, we were almost like a neighborhood watch group, just trying to make the Outer Rim a better place to live. We made people in the Outer Rim get jobs. Could be any kind of work, even the darker kind. No matter what it was, we made a rule that if you worked, you received compensation. Some gangs like us and others hated, but we approached all the established crime bosses the same. Trying to settle matters by whatever means possible, and then form tacit alliances with them. That's how we became known. That's how we came to know Underworld Queen. Oh. We made an agreement with them to protect one another, and that became our greatest source of strength at the time. Once word spread that they were backing us, smaller gangs fell in line a bit more. They started protecting homes for Outer Rim residents in exchange for payment. Slowly but surely, the Outer Rim gradually stabilized. And that's when people started raising their voices. They said the time had finally come for us to speak with the Ark. We may have still been living in a landfill, but at least we were living like humans. And they said it was time we showed the Ark that. So we tried. We secretly crossed the partition, put up posters, and shouted slogans. The Outer Rim isn't a landfill. There are many people who live there. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. It can bring a new future to the children growing up there. Bring light to the Outer Rim. Bring light to the outlaws. We focused on raising our voices. But don't trespassers get killed on the spot if you get caught? Not back then. It wasn't as difficult as it is now for outlaws to enter the Ark. Security wasn't as tight. Also, outlaws were considered a threat back then. But that also means there was no one willing to listen. Right now, there are many who are living amidst garbage without ever seeing a single ray of light. Your attention can bring light to the people of the Outer Rim. The hell? Boss, are you okay? I don't know what you're going on about, but shut it! I can't stand the noise. Verbal and physical abuse felt almost preferable to nothing. It at least meant they were listening. The real problem was how the majority of people were so indifferent. Everyone pretended not to hear, just staring at their phones as they walked past. What is she doing in the middle of the street? Excuse me. Oh no, I made eye contact. The woman wearing earphones hurries away. It felt like I was shouting into the void. And it wasn't just me. I'm sure everyone who was there with me felt the same. We decided to exchange our strategy and send petitions directly to the central government. After we sent dozens, even hundreds of them, they finally agreed to arrange a meeting. We were hopeful that we were finally getting one step closer to what we wanted. But how come no one's here? It's been 6 hours. Did we get the date wrong? No. This is the right date. Elysion Harper looks at the door of the meeting room, knowing no one is coming. After that happened several times, we got the message. No matter how much we petitioned them, the central government would not meet us. No matter how much we shouted, the Ark would not listen. We grew more and more exhausted until a certain someone proposed something. If they refuse to listen to us, why don't we make it so that they have no choice but to hear us out? No way. Fucking crow. This bitch. Huh. We'll put on a grand fireworks show. One they can't possibly ignore. Yeah. It was Crow. This bitch? Oh, I'm even more pissed at Crow right now. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Crow was part of Heavenly Ascension too. Yeah. I don't know how she joined or who vouched for her. All I remember is hearing she was born in the Outer Rim. At first, she was quiet, diligent, and devoted. She patrolled the Outer Rim with us and went to the Ark with us to demand better rights. She went without hesitation to places other members avoided and withstood all the physical and verbal abuse, and even the indifference. The reason I thought of her as a comrade, despite our philosophical differences, was because I saw how devoted she was then. But at some point, she stopped being quiet and started speaking up, raising her voice and expanding her influence. While I was away from the Outer Rim to meet with the central government, she built up a small faction inside Heavenly Ascension. That's how much influence she'd gotten. You want to resort to terrorism? Are you out of your mind? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down. Why are you getting so worked up? Terrorism's a scary word. Don't call it that. Since the Ark is so bright that can't seem to see those of us who are living in darkness, I'm just saying we should light off some fireworks to help them see better. Oh, don't try to make it sound harmless with words like fireworks. Your plan is practically the definition of terrorism. You want to sneak bombs into key central government facilities and detonate them. A ton of people in the Ark would die. It would be a catastrophe. Why should we care? Let the bigwigs in the Ark deal with all that. Do you think anyone in the Ark cares about us? About how many die of sickness? Or how many children are going blind because there is no light? Or how many are killed by explosives that got mixed in with the trash? We screamed our lungs out, but they didn't care one bit. It's the same thing. Our people dying from sickness or accidents isn't the same as outright murder. And unlike us, the Ark has super high performance AI managing everything. Come on, boss. You've lived there before. You don't have to pretend like you haven't. We all know you came from the Ark. You. How dare you accuse Boss of being from the Ark? Do you have any idea what she's done for the Outer Rim? Oh, of course I do. I'm well aware of how hard our dear boss has worked for the Outer Rim. And how much she has changed since she came here. How could I not? You're a good person, boss. Wait, something happened with the stream. Hold on. Are we still on? Bro, why doesn't it let me monitor the stream now? What is happening? Video stats. Okay, no frames skipped so far, but I think it's a browser issue. Yeah. Anyhow, let's continue. Even I know that. I doubt there's a single person in the Outer Rim who has benefited from your efforts. We know how hard you've tried. That's why we've all followed you this whole time, including me. That had never happened with anyone else. You threw everything away and came to the Outer Rim with nothing. Then lived alongside us for years. And brought light to this dump that had been covered in darkness. But what resulted from that? No one listens to us. No one remembers us. Why? Because it isn't sensational enough. That's the thing about the people in the Ark. Their lives are so peaceful, and they've had so much handed to them since birth, that you can ask them as sweetly and kindly as you want, even raise your voice, and they won't so much as spare you a glance. If it isn't sensational, they dismiss it as boring and couldn't care less. So what? What are you trying to say? And how does this all lead to us becoming terrorists? Terrorists? Didn't I say not to use scary words like that? We can still do what you want, boss. And go into the Ark and tell them what we think. All I'm saying is we add a little spice to our words. That we do it the outlaw way. We make it a game to get them more involved. If they find bombs before they go off, the Ark wins. If they don't and the bombs go off first, we win. But seeing how they already have so much, we have so little, it's only fair that we apply just a tiny handicap to them. We'll know the entire plan, but they won't. Once they get engrossed in this little game of ours, they'll finally start listening to what we have to say. I guarantee it. So, man, I hate to say this, but Crow does have a point about the indifference that people of the Ark has or have for the people of the Outer Rim. But still, you can't dismiss the fact that this is, you know, inhumane. Crow takes one more step toward Elysion and Harper. Just this once, I'd like us to do things my way. What do you say, boss? The looks in her eyes told me that she'd go through with it, even if it meant having to go through me. She spoke in a way to rile others up, highlighting how we were together in this, and sugarcoating her words to downplay the crime and make it feel justified. Yeah, it really is something a hell-bent criminal would approach things. Crow's an agitator, and a charismatic one at that. The others were starting to agree with her more and more. And with more and more of what she said. And that's when I realized something. Boss, what we need isn't to throw a tantrum like timid children. We need a revolution. One with fire and blood. Because the truth is, those things can't be avoided if we're gonna get what we want. But that'll never happen if we do things your way, will it? That's why I'm gonna do it instead. I realized I had to put a stop to it. No. I can't allow that. What you said is right. My way is peaceful and uneventful. It's never going to stir up the people of the Ark. I understand wanting to give them a shock. People might actually remember our name. If we do. But killing people is a completely different story. All we'd be doing is giving them the go-ahead to shoot every one of us. And not just us, but everyone in the Outer Rim. Like you said, we have nothing compared to them. That goes for firepower too. True. If they get serious and come here for blood, we'd be lucky to escape. Never mind, defend ourselves. It wouldn't even be a fight. Of course, we've all snuck into the Ark before, so we might be able to flee there. But what about everyone else in the Outer Rim? The children, the sick, the elderly. Who's going to protect them? And it's not just the central government. The reason we were able to make a pact with the Underworld Queen wasn't because we were so determined that we'd shed blood for our cause, but rather because we were protesting peacefully for our rights. If we do things your way, that pact would collapse. All the order that we've spent years establishing would collapse. Order, huh? That's why I'll never approve of your plan. Hold on, let me take a sip. It's not just for our sake, but for everyone's. Huh. For everyone's sake. You say you're afraid the central government will set their sights on all outlaws. But that's easy enough to solve. We just changed what we've been shouting this whole time. What do you mean? We stopped saying bring light to the outer rim, bring light to the outlaws. Instead, we make sure they know it's us. Light is our right, heavenly ascension. Oh. Dang. Okay. So the slogan was coined by Crow herself. Okay. We changed our slogan. Exactly. Then the government won't target everyone in the outer rim, but only heavenly ascension, right? That's... No? Well, you're the boss. I get what you're worried about. Crow picks up the paper with her plan on it. Pretend I didn't say anything. Thanks for understanding. Like I said, you're the boss. Crow turns to leave, then stops. But there's one thing you should know. Not everyone's like you. They don't all worry about the other people in the outer rim. And they're not all that patient either. Oh shit. So she really was so intent on stirring up trouble. Crow leaves the room. She seems dangerous. Shouldn't we keep an eye on her? Elysion and Harper looks around the room. A few people glance toward the door, like they want to follow Crow out. Yes, please do. I had a gut feeling though, that her plan couldn't be stopped. Yeah. Oh, she was relentless. Based on what we've seen. From that day on, Heavenly Ascension split into two factions. The moderates who wanted to raise their voices without straying too far from the old way. And the hardliners who said the old way would never work and that extreme measures were required. Naturally, Crow led the hardliners. At the time, both sides thankfully understood one another, even if they disagreed on which method to use. We at least knew why everyone chose the way they did, and the hardliners didn't cross the line. But as I feared, the hardliners started getting more and more extreme. It didn't matter how much I tried to restrain them or persuade them otherwise. Before long, the ominous feeling I had was made a reality. The terrorist attack she had brought me that day was carried out in secret. He only changed the location. We've just received news of a terrible tragedy. A large-scale terrorist bombing has occurred on AFX train operated by Elysion. Okay, so this was where Infinity Rail was involved as well. The incident took place as the train was entering the station platform. The explosion, which came from within the passenger cars, not only destroyed the train but also caused the station structure to collapse, resulting in a terrible tragedy. The central government has deployed numerous Nikkes to the site to conduct rescue operations, but due to the extent of the collapse, the number of casualties continues to rise. Meanwhile, according to the testimony of one survivor, a passenger on the train stood up, pulled out a detonator, and shouted the following just before activating it. The AFX incident. Yeah. The worst terrorist attack in the Ark's history was set in motion by Crow. Light is our right, heavenly ascension. Using her slogan. Shit. Just as Crow predicted, after the AFX incident, the name Heavenly Ascension spread across the entire Ark. The things we had shouted, which no one ever listened to, finally spread everywhere. Ark citizens began to realize people live in the Outer Rim. As soon as public opinion started to deem the central government's initial responses inadequate, the government got in touch with us saying they wanted to enter into negotiations. What kind of negotiations? They said they would listen to everything we had to say. Of course, given how much death and destruction the attack had caused, we were on high alert. But the government assured us they were aware that only a small number of us were behind it, and that we could bring as many armed guards as we wanted if we were uneasy. Even still, I hesitated. The one who ultimately convinced me was my mother. Mother! I'll hear you out. Come if you want to clean up this mess. That was the message I got from her. So we decided to arm ourselves and head over. We figured that the attack had already happened, and sitting around wasn't going to change anything. How do you think it went? Not very well would be my guess. I mean, heck, they could have been shot on sight. Why do you think that? If it had gone well, there wouldn't have been any other attacks. Bingo. It didn't end well. Just as we suspected, the meeting was a trap. A trap laid by my mother. Shit. So Franca tried to lure Harper into it. When we made it to the conference room, it wasn't people in there who were waiting there for us. It was mass-produced Nikkes armed with Elysion's latest weapons. Shit. Dude, Franca went this far? God damn. Okay, I'm sorry, chat, but this is way colder than I expected. You're kidding. The moment the meeting room door opened, they started firing before we even had a chance to react. In that storm of bullets, I watched as my comrades threw themselves in front of me. Stop! Let me go! I should be in there. I should be dying with them. Get it together, boss! You have to live. That's the only way their deaths will mean anything. One of them hoisted me onto his back and jumped out of the window. That's how I survived. Everyone who went to that meeting that day died. Everyone except me and the man who jumped out the window with me. That's terrible. Bro, that was... have no words for what Franca was capable of doing. The lengths she went just to teach her daughter a lesson. After that, nothing could stem the tide. Not only did the majority of moderates defect to the hardliners, but remaining a moderate became grounds for being labeled a traitor. The resentment of being treated like garbage for so long, the betrayal from being deceived into approaching the negotiation table, the desire for revenge on behalf of all the comrades we lost. You take all those negative emotions and combine them with the precedent that Crow had set, and people began committing terrorist attacks all across the Ark. After that, there was nothing I could do. I know it all started with me. That I'm the one who pulled the trigger when I said we'd lead the Outer Rim towards the light. But once that bullet was fired, it flew out of my control. Regardless of what I wanted, I was suddenly the leader of a terrorist organization. A leader who'd survived by hiding behind the bodies of her comrades. This is so messed up. God damn. Did your mother ever contact you again? No. She assumed full responsibility for failing to kill me, the head of Heavenly Ascension, and stepped down as Elysion CEO. Well, I mean, it's good that she took responsibility and resigned, but still, dude, how fucking heartless can you get? That's your own daughter. Jesus. That's why Ingrid had the CEO mantle thrust upon her so abruptly. As for me, I cast off the name Elysion Harper, and from that day forward, lived only as EH. Having become a powerless leader, incapable of doing anything, I wasn't even able to make decisions after that. All I could do was to try to persuade them to carry out attacks that didn't kill anyone. What? So she really had no choice but to, to roll with it. Roll with the punches. That's pretty much how things were. Until the attack on the Ark that blew a hole in the Dome of Eternity. Yeah. That one I can still remember vividly. That's everything I can tell you. That answer your question? Yeah, I think it's enough. I appreciate your honesty. No need to thank me. This is the first time I've been able to talk so freely to someone. I really appreciate you listening. Bro, she's smiling. That hints at, a bit of sincerity. Whatever decision you make, I'll accept it. We've been in here a while. I'll try and find us a way out. EH stands. You wait here for a sec. EH? Yeah? Did you ever regret it? Regret what? Leaving Elysion and going to the Outer Rim. What the hell? I turned toward the sound. It came from over there, right? Sound came from beyond the wall piled high with metal crates. Yeah. Stay here. I'll go check. I should come with... Honey? Can... Hear? Viper. Hey! Smell... Boss. Come on. Sounds like Jackal and Viper. Viper. Jackal. Over here. Huh? Sounds them. Boss? Commander? We're here. Get back. Huh? What are you... The fuck? EH grabs me by the collar and quickly pulls me away from the wall. Oh, they're trying to blast a hole in the wall to get to us. That sound. Get down. I quickly cover my head and duck. A bomb. There you are. Is everyone okay? You're later than I expected. When I saw the tracker, I figured it'd come right away.
That's what she said.
Sorry about that. This place is used for cold storage, so the temperature weakened the signal. Plus, we had to make a short pit stop somewhere. Where? Cold storage? No wonder it felt so cold in here. I thought we were... I thought we were about to pass out because of blood loss. God damn. Okay. Yep. I guess they figured this was the best place to jam any possible tracking signals. Wait, what tracker? Check the inside of your sleeve. I feel along the inside of my sleeve. Wait. I detached a small cube no bigger than my pinky nail. When did you... When you gave me that little boost earlier, remember? Oh! Okay. How about a handshake? Yeah. Remember now? We were escorting you through the Outer Rim. You had to take certain precautions. And what do you know? Helped us find you. Sure, but I know I technically failed to protect you as I had promised. But I did come and save you, so we're good, right? Good? I don't really get what you mean, but Commander is good. Yeah, sure. Thanks for saving me. Don't mention it. Oh, and by the way, we caught the guy who did this. You did? Yeah, that pit stop I mentioned earlier. We went and caught him. He'd actually been upstairs eavesdropping on us. We subdued him though. Wanna see? Yeah. I'll come too.
That's what she said.
Are you sure? It might be dangerous. Maybe you should wait outside with Jackal. I'd like to hear what he says. I'm involved in this too, after all. I want to know why he did it. Sure. Now let's go together. Viper and Jackal leading the way. We go upstairs. Stream is trying to catch up. There we go. Yeah, we were dropping frames like crazy earlier. A man is there, bound to a pillar and gagged. He glares at us. Viper, can you remove the gag? Yeah, okay. Viper approaches the man and removes the gag. What are you even doing that for? You should just kill me. It's been a while. Melon? You've got a good memory for a traitor. I didn't know you were still alive. Last time I looked for you, I couldn't find you anywhere. So I thought you were dead. Why would I show my face to a central government lapdog? You'd only try and get me to quit Heavenly Ascension anyway. Why did you do this? Because I resent you. I couldn't believe you'd become a government lapdog. You were our boss. Why didn't you die back then? During the attack on the Ark, you should have let yourself get blown up along with that surface elevator. You don't have to listen to this, EH. Yeah, there's nothing to hear that you haven't already heard. It's fine. If you just died. If you died without becoming a Nikke, then I wouldn't feel so betrayed. Wait. I'm not sure if Melon was the one who... saved EH from that encounter at the conference room. Maybe it was him. I don't know. Someone had to take responsibility. You lived through it too. You saw for yourself the horror we inflicted in the name of terrorism. But no matter how it starts, no matter who incites it, no matter what the justification, as soon as the wrong methods are used, the message loses all meaning. See? And this has been one of my mantras. Personally. Like, dude. No matter what you are trying to pursue is, if you use the wrong methods, it invalidates the whole purpose of it. Yeah, we have this saying, this proverb in my native language, which in English means, and I'm not directly translating this, but the English equivalent of it is that yeah, whatever good intentions you have is being ruined by wrong methods. Like, you know, the means, pretty much the means don't justify the end, is what it's trying to convey as the message. As soon as the wrong methods are used, the message loses all meaning. A name can be branded into history, but our cause lost all its legitimacy. We dressed them up under the name of a human rights movement, but all those terrorist attacks were nothing more than violent crimes. Crimes that brought death and destruction on a whole lot of innocent people. We can realize that we were wrong and regret it all we want, but there's no changing the wrongs we committed. It doesn't ease the pain that the victim suffered. There needs to be someone who has to atone. Because pain and sin don't ever go away. Bro, when the survey for this comes out, I'm going to point this out. There has been a lot of typos and grammatical errors in the dialogue. And I don't know. As much as I like the way the story went, it's the quality control, like the grammar checks, like the checks on the dialogue here. It seems like, you know, the checks that they did were non-existent at all. All those crimes we committed were in the name of heavenly ascension. So I thought it was only right that I take responsibility for them. Atone, huh? All by yourself? Yeah, I'm the one who started it all. I'm the one who found in Heavenly Ascension, who failed to stop Crow and the hardliners, and who ultimately decided to go to that meeting where so many of our people died. It was all me. I realized since I'm the one who started all this, I should be the one to end it. But by the time I made that decision, my body was already dying. That's the reason I became a Nikke. I wanted to have more time to atone for what we did. I think you should move on too. In that case, let me ask you one last question. In your entire life, has there ever been a time, even just once, when you regretted coming to the Outer Rim instead of taking over Elysion? Did you hear us talking? Just answer the question. Do you regret it? I have more regrets than I can count. But coming to the Outer Rim has never been one of them. I swear it. You should leave Heavenly Ascension. Admit that what we did was wrong and cast off your past life. That's the price you have to pay. No. Melon. You're a traitor and a hypocrite. It's missing a D.
That's what she said.
I'll carry my share of sin with me. What? No! Bro, he's gonna blow the place sky high. What the fuck? Another bomb. Where was he hiding the detonator? Fuck. We'll never be making it to heaven anyway. So I'll see you in hell along with the others, boss. Everyone get back. Melon. Fuck. Light is our right. Heavenly Ascension. Oh my god, dude. Damn. When the smoke from the blast clears, we hurry to where Melon had been. But only debris from the explosion remains. Wait. So he escaped? For a brief moment, EH stares silently at the remains. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Let's get going. I'll take you outside. Okay. Following EH's lead, we walk toward the outer rim's barrier. Viper? Boss? Commander? What's wrong? Why is everyone so quiet? Are you hungry or something? Oh God, this little girl. Oh my God. I'm hungry too. Commander, wanna eat before we go? For goodness sake, Jackal. I'll buy you some food later, so just wait for now, okay? Huh? Yeah, Jackal starts sniffing and moves toward the box in the corner. What is it? Is there something there? It smells like gunpowder. Boss, is this dangerous? Jackal lifts a small stick from inside the box. Oh, it's a sparkler. That's a sparkler. A sparkly? Do you blow it up? EH takes a sparkler from Jackal. It's a sparkler. You light it like this. EH lights the tip. Crackle, crackle. Bro. There's a concerning amount of typos in this event story. This needs to be brought to Shiftup's attention. I feel like this was rushed for some reason. Oh, look at this. A bright light begins to burst from the tip of the sparkler. And it shines like this. Wow, that's so pretty. Commander, Viper, look, it's so pretty. Yeah, you're right. It's very pretty. I never thought I'd see one of these in the Outer Rim. Yeah, it really is pretty. EH stares at the sparkler intently, her gaze filled with both nostalgia and regret. These are the only fireworks you should be lighting. You're right. I want to hold one too. I want to light it. Bro, I wanted to do it. I wanted to press the button, but that would sound wrong. Okay, forget about it. Forget I even thought of it, chat. Jackal grabs a handful of sparklers and runs off. Wait, Jackal? Lighting that many is dangerous. Viper runs after her. Heaven Spike. Yeah? If I ever get blinded again while chasing after the light and end up setting fire to something that isn't meant to burn, will you stop me no matter what it takes? I don't know, man. Bro, I said this earlier and I'll say it again. Her cause is just. Or her cause was just. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the commander can answer it for us? I'm sorry. That's a lot to ask. I mean, as far as saving her, why not, right? As long as she's not beyond salvation, like beyond rescue, I don't think that they will ever come, because I'm positive you won't forget what you're atoning for. Right. That is right. Yeah, that's the entire point of her being a Nikke in the first place. As such, I'm not going to agree to stop you. Instead, I pick up a sparkler and touch the tip to the one in EH's hand. I'll watch and support you as you atone. Aww. So that someday you'll finally have atoned for everything and be free. Damn. Bro, that's profound. That is profound. I'll give it that much. In the shimmering light, EH gives a small smile. Look at it. That's more than enough. Enter heaven, the end. Okay, but we have Unforgettable as the prologue for this event story. So let's go over it as well. I heard you ran into some trouble in the Outer Rim. How's your injury? It's fine. It healed up a while ago. I'm pretty sure EH went through worse. I see.
Guess who's back?
Yo!
Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
No Talking Now has renewed their Man Cave membership. Going for 3 months now. Did you read the dev notes yet?
No, we're going to go over the dev notes after this. We're just finishing up on the event story. But thank you so much for the resub. I really appreciate it, bro. And yeah, I'm sorry it took me like 3 days to... Or I spent like 3 days off. I had to fix some stuff. But yeah. We're at the prologue of Enter Heaven. And yeah, this is also going on YouTube. If you guys are interested in watching this again to see my reaction and what I have to say about the about each of the scenes. Can you tell me what happened? Sure. I tell Ingrid everything that happened in the Outer Rim. Thanks for the report. EH told you about her past. And there really was someone still in Heavenly Ascension, but he took his own life. Oh, so he didn't escape. Alright. So he really blew himself up, huh? Shit. Sub music is banging. That's for Stream Elements. I haven't had that one on in a while because we were using everything that I programmed into streamer.bot. But yeah, that's been there for some time. Like that's what I've always had, like ever since I became an affiliate here on Twitch. Back when I was still using purely Stream Elements. And now that we're back to a much lighter stream layout, one that is lighter on the CPU and the GPU, we are using browser-based alerts again. And it's gonna stay like that until further notice. Or if we decide to like play a much lighter game than what we have been playing lately. Okay, so Ingrid said, and there really was someone still in Heavenly Ascension, but he took his own life. I see. I suppose now you understand why I said I wasn't fit to judge. Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say you've heard just about everything at this point. So, now that you have all the information, what do you think of EH? I mean, EH is a righteous person. Even back when she was a human, she has always been the righteous type. I admire her. I admire her sense of justice, the amount of empathy that she has towards people, fellow human beings. I don't have any sympathy for her, yada yada. Oh, I see. So you consider her a victim as well? Yeah. Well, not necessarily. EH, the terrorist, did unforgivable things. There's no question there. But it's more complicated than that, and there's something tragic to it as well. Yeah. Again, we cannot always look at this through black and white. There really were gray areas. And I'm glad the commander is pointing these out to us right now, in front of Ingrid. Is that so? As such, I don't believe she lied about dismantling Heavenly Ascension. I think her vow to face her past sins and atone is sincere. Understood. I'll be sure to include your thoughts in the report that I send to the headquarters. Okay. Well, I guess I'll be going. Alright. Great work. I stand to leave the room. Heaven Spike. Yes? I'm gonna do something that can only be done here and only now. It will be the first time and also the last. Oh? What is she about to do? Once you leave this room, you are to forget it. Huh? I'm not sure I follow. Forget what? Do you understand? Sexy time? No! Not at a time like this, dude. That would be so out of pocket of her to do that. And yeah, why is the chat not showing up? Hold on. Let's just get that in here. There we go. What happens in Ingrid's office stays in Ingrid's office. Dude. Bro, it would be so funny if you're right. Yes, I understand. Ingrid rises and bows her head. What are you doing? Thank you for listening to my sister's story. Damn, okay. Well, that was unexpected, but a wholesome gesture. Huh? Ingrid lifts her head again. That is all. Now leave and forget what just happened. Okay. You're welcome. For what? See you around. With the memory in my heart that I'll ironically never forget, I say goodbye to the woman who is both Elysion's CEO, someone's older sister. Man. What a wholesome event, dude. "30 minutes has elapsed since Ingrid starts howling. No! Dude. Yeah, I questioned her methods during the main story. And I'm talking about EH. 'Cause yeah, I really thought she was a hellbent terrorist, like a hard-boiled terrorist who wouldn't stop at anything. Just to wreak havoc. Turns out it's the fucking bitch Crow who started the breakaway faction from Heavenly Ascension. But yeah, that is it for Enter Heaven. The March 2026 event in Goddess of Victory Nikke. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, if there's anything that I got wrong while we were going over each of the scenes, please let me know down in the comments. And yes, I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and stay awesome. This has been Ash, aka Heaven Spike, and yeah, see you on the next video. Peace.